Okay, so as you're ready, everyone, let's go ahead and start on our backs. On your back, have some space between your legs so the feet are about the width of the mat. The arms are wider than your mat as well, so they're probably about 30 degrees out from the sides of your body. Let the palms turn up toward the ceiling and just give yourself this time right here, right now to begin to settle in. Settle into letting things relax and let go. Let go of whatever you're bringing into the moment with you, whatever has been going on just so far today. You know, there's just a lot up right now for most of us. So this is a time right now that we can drop out of the external and begin to drop into what's really the truth of, you know, where we're at in this moment. In this moment, we are hopefully healthy. We're breathing. We're able to check in with our bodies. We're able to begin to relax and let go of, again, what we're dealing with day to day. So with that all in mind and all said, our eyes are closed. We're going to begin to relax across the forehead. We're going to soften the cheeks. Let the lips soften. Relax through your jaw. Release any tension around the neck and shoulders, and let the neck and shoulders soften. Relax through the arms, the forearms. Relax through your hands. The fingers are soft. Let's pause here to take a nice deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. Now we'll begin to travel and scan down across our back, relaxing the upper back into the ground. The mid back releases. Relax your lower back. Release through your hips, your thighs. Let the calves soften. The ankles relax. Release through your feet, your toes. Take a deep breath here. Inhale and sigh it out. Exhale through your mouth. Deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. The next inhale, let it be a little bit deeper than the last two, and hold the breath. Exhale to empty it out. And allow yourself to sink a little deeper into the ground. So we relax through the muscles, allowing the weight of the bones to begin to descend deeper down into the earth. Be here for 4 more deep breaths, breathing on your own. Now we're going to begin to bring the legs a little bit closer together. Bringing your arms down by your side. Inhale, stretch your right arm over your head. And then exhale, let that right arm float right back down by your side. Same arm, inhale, the right arm reaches over the head. Exhale, right arm down by your side. Inhale, reach your right arm over your head. Exhale, release the arm down by your side. Stretch. Now let's do the left side. Inhale, reach your left arm over your head. Exhale, left arm rolls down by the side. Inhale, stretch your left arm over your head. Release the left arm down by your side. Do one more like that. Left arm stretches over the head. Exhale, arm down by your side. Take a moment to pause here. Relaxing through the shoulders, the arms, the hips, the legs. Now we're going to inhale both arms overhead. Stretch your arms over your head. And now I would like you to interlace your fingers. They're still over your head. And then rotate the palms away from you so you start to press the palms toward the baseboard behind you. And now begin to activate the legs. So you're rooting out through both heels. The low back is arcing, so your lumbar is drawing up off the ground as you're pressing firmly through the legs, stretching out through the arms. Take another deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, arms down by your side. Jack. Now we're going to inhale, not lacing, but stretching arms over the head. Exhale, bring your right knee into your chest and give it a good squeeze. Pull it in towards you. And let's take that leg out again and reach arms overhead. This time we're going to do the left knee in. So pull your left knee in, wrap your hands around your shin, give the knee a pull in towards your waist, and then send arms overhead as you stretch the left leg long. We're going to do two more alternating. Right knee draws in, drag that knee in tighter towards your belly, and then inhale, lengthen the legs, spread the arms over the head. Taking the left side this time. Wrap hands, drag knee in toward the belly, and then inhale, stretch the arms over the head. Doing one more on each side. Here we go. Right side, knee drags in. Inhale, leg stretches, arm reach. Here's your left side. Have your left knee in, give it a little squeeze in. Now keep your left knee in and pull your right knee in as well. So now you have both knees in to your chest. Take a deep breath here. And begin to rock across your back body from side to side. Rocking side to side. Take a couple of deep breaths. And now with your knees into your chest, we're going to open the arms out wide. And now let both knees roll to the right for a twist, coming into the twist. How we're going to do this, we're going to move from side to side. Inhale, lift your left knee up to the middle, and then join it with your right knee. And now lower both knees to the left. Inhale, pick your right knee up first, then add the left knee to the middle, and let both knees roll to the right. We're going to do a couple of rounds of that. Pick up the top knee, join it with the bottom knee, let both knees roll to the left. Doing it again, pick your top knee up, join it with your bottom knee, and then let both knees roll to the right. And this time we're going to stay in our twist for about 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Another breath here. Inhale, pick your top knee up, add the bottom knee alongside of it, and let both your knees roll to the left. Let's be here for 3 full breaths. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, exhale. One more breath, breathing in and out. Inhale, pick your top knee up, join it with your bottom knee, and now wrap your hands around both knees. Or maybe it's your elbows, your forearms that hold on to the knees. And if that's the case, maybe you're holding on to one of your wrists with your hand. So I have a little space between my knees, probably three inches. So my knees aren't right together. And just pause here, let the back of the neck be long. Just see what you can let go of here while you're holding those knees into your chest. Take 2 more breaths here. This is like a child pose on your back. Now I'm going to have us roll all the way over to our right side. Help yourself up onto your seat. So now we're going to sit up. If you need a little prop up under your behind, and if you have a rolled blanket, a little pillow, you can put up under your up under your hips. Let's take our right heel toward our pubis bone, and then our left heel lines up with the right. So right from here, hands can be on your knees. If that's not comfortable lining the heels up, then bring your feet up under your knees, more Indian style. Okay, so right from here, we're just going to hold on to the knees, and then inhale, lift up through the chest. We're going to do some seated cat-cow. And now exhale, tuck and round. Round your back, draw your chin in toward your sternal notch. And then inhale, reach up, broaden across the collarbone, lift up through the heart. And now we're going to go again, tuck and round. Do that 2 or 3 more times on your own. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, lifting. Last one, exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lift up. This time we're going to stay up. Begin to relax the shoulders away from our ears. Take a breath into this. Just sitting here right up on top of the sit bones. Now arms down by your side. We're going to inhale, stretch arms overhead. You're going to twist right. Exhale, twist to the right. Now we're going to move in and out of that. Inhale, reach arms overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. For 2 more cycles. Inhale, stretch arms up. Exhale, you're going to twist to the right. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twisting left. Inhale, lifting arms up. This time we're going to hold to the right with a twist. Hold the twist to the right. So both sit bones are equally grounded onto the floor. There's length through the spine. And then we spin from our central axis and tucking the chin slightly down, just slightly down toward that right shoulder. For 1 more breath here, Jack. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Now we're going to take our twist to the left. Back hand on the ground, use it like a fulcrum to rotate from. The other hand on the outside of the left knee. Take a moment to check in with the sit bones. Are they just the weight distributed evenly between the two sit bones? There's extension through the center of our spine, through the center of our body as we rotate from that. A couple of deep breaths. Keeping the gaze steady on one point. The forehead is soft. The lips are soft. Taking the next inhale, let's reach arms up. Reach up, look up, and then exhale, release the arms down. Let's take a breath here. Now we're going to make our way into a forward fold. Just start to fold over, just to the degree that you can easily fold, keeping both hips still on the mat. Begin to soften through the neck, soften through the shoulders. And maybe, unless your forehead is all the way on the ground, have both hands plugged firmly onto the floor. And let's just do an easy little rock here. It's a small move, but we shift our upper body from side to side, taking our time. Just an easy little movement. And then we're going to find our way back to our middle. Let's have another breath here. And then using your inhale, walk yourself back to center. Back up to the middle. So again, the right heel is closest to the body and the left heel would be the outside leg, right? So we do the opposite side next time. I want us to take our legs out wide for a moment. So spread your legs out for Upavista Konasana, and it's just a brief moment here. As you're here, your hands can be by your side. I'd like you to be right up again on those sit bones and root out through your heels. Press out through your heels. If you have tight adductors or hamstrings, you can have a little bend in your knees. But pause here, take one big breath. Empty it out. And now let's bring the left heel in, and then the right heel lines up with it. That's right, correct? Now let's inhale, stretch your arms up. And if it isn't, then do the other side. Now take your right hand to the floor as you stretch your left arm over your head. We're going to again move in and out of this for 3 cycles. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, left hand to ground, stretch out through that right side body. Inhale, take a wave up. And then here we go, stretching off to the right. Let's do it again. Inhale, lifting. Exhale. Inhale, lifting. This time we're going to hold that side stretch. So from here, a couple of things. First, I'd like you to keep your left hip on the ground, left sit bone anchored. And then the right hand is on the ground. Soften the right shoulder a bit. Bend the right elbow. And breathe into your left lung. Inhale. Exhale. Couple of breaths here, breathing in and out. Now here we're going to inhale both arms up, stretch them up. Take the left hand to the ground, begin to get space through that right side body. Keeping that right sit bone anchored. Soften the left shoulder away from your ear. Bend the left elbow in toward the side, or toward the ground, I should say, actually, but it's in the direction of the side. Breathe into your right side body. For another 2 breaths here. Inhale, reach up, both arms come up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale where you're at. Exhale, let's make our way into our fold. Here we go again. Easy forward fold. Just to where you can go. And then come into some fuller breaths, breathing into your side body. Let your breath move wide in your body. Now from here, again, unless your head is all the way on the ground, I just want to, your head is relaxed, your neck is soft. Give your head a little nod like you're saying no. It's a slow movement. Easy little movement like no. Head heavy. And then back to middle. So you're still in your fold. Now I'm going to have you tuck your chin in toward your sternal notch and extend it out a little bit. And then you're nodding like you're saying yes. With more emphasis on bringing the chin in toward the sternum and then a little length out. If this doesn't feel good on your neck for whatever reason, maybe your shoulders are too close to your ears, then, back off some. And now last time, and then from here, just let the weight of the head be heavy. We're still in our forward fold. Have another breath where you're at. Now inhale to begin to walk your hands back in and roll yourself back up to middle. All the way to the center. Give your shoulders a couple little rolls. Circle the shoulders. And now go the opposite way. Circle the other way. And then again, we're back to our center here. So we're going to do a little stretch and movement for the neck. If you're not comfortable in your seat the way you are, then find another position for your legs that you feel more comfortable, since you're going to be here another at least minute or two. Okay? So let's go ahead and lower the chin to the chest. And then turn the face up. So we did a little bit of this in the fold. We're going to do a little more right now. Tuck the chin into the chest. And then turn the face up toward the ceiling. Let's do it 2 more times. Chin tucks towards the chest. Chin rises towards sky. And one more time. Chin down toward chest. And then we're going to lift our face up. And then we come back to our middle. Let your right ear tilt over to your right shoulder. And then let your left arm hand come down to the ground. So we're thinking of getting more length through that right side, left side here. Matter of fact, we could even add the right hand right behind the left ear, and just let the weight of the hand rest on the head, not pulling on the head. I'm just going to be here for about 15 more seconds. You may even walk your left fingers a little bit further away from you. They're still on the ground. Now let's pick up our hand, pick up our head, and come back to center. Now we're going to keep our right arm down, hand down on the ground. Pick your left arm up, tilt your ear to the left shoulder, and then the hand rests right behind that right ear. Opening up the side neck through the scalenes. And same thing, you can either just keep that right hand down on the ground, or maybe with your fingertips, walk your right hand a little more out to the right. a little bit away from you. And then at some point, you just plug the fingertips into the ground and be more static as you breathe into it. One more breath here. Okay, we'll pick up our hand, lift up our head, come back to center. And again, I'm going to have us do a couple little rolls for the shoulders. Rolling shoulders around, easy circles. Do it again. And then let's change our direction. Roll shoulders other way. Last one. So one more thing for the neck before we move on. Let your ear tilt over to your left shoulder and then roll the head around behind you and over to the right. Roll the chin down through the middle and back to the right, and then easy neck rolls. So you only want to be doing this about 50% of what you could actually circle that neck. You know, maybe that much, right? It's just an easy roll. We don't want to crank up anything. We want to loosen it up. So easy neck rolls. And we're going to do one more round in this direction, neck circling. Once the chin comes back to the sternum, pause, and then change the direction and circle the other way. Two more rotations. One more. And then you find your center, and let's pick up our head. Making our way over to hands and knees. So bring both knees up under you. You'll probably be glad to get out of that shape, out of Sukhasana. Right? And then set your hands under your shoulders. Wrists are under the wrists are under shoulders. Knees are under hips. We'll start with the toes tucked under, and then come into the cow shape. Let the belly drape toward the ground. Turn the sit bones toward the sky. Now the fingers are wide, and it's like you have a webbed hands. Plug the hands firm into the ground, and then draw up out of the arms. Make your arms nice and active and strong. And keep the collarbone wide and look a little bit out in front of you. Big inhale there. Flatten the feet and tuck and round into a cat back. Inhale back into the cow shape, tucking toes under. Exhale, round and tuck into cat back. Inhaling. You have 3 more on your own. Let's do it one more time. And then back to center here. Take your knees wide apart. Bring your toes toward each other. And then sink your seat all the way back, finding a wide knee child pose. Now, before you go down, we're going to thread the needle here. So we're going to take our left arm, thread it under us, lay our left temple down on the ground. And for today, we're just going to let the other arm, which is the right arm, just rest in a natural way, like it's framing around the head. Just put it in a position that feels comfortable. If this isn't comfortable for you, if you're not able to get your head all the way on the ground and it's like hovering off the floor, then maybe a little blanket to support it so it's resting on something. Breathe here for about 3 or 4 breaths. Every time you exhale, allow your body to sink a little fuller, a little deeper into earth. One more breath here. Now, the right hand, we're going to put the hand palm flat on the ground and press into the right hand to help us up. Okay, so here we are. We're still just like we were through our hips and legs, but now we're going to take the right arm, thread it under us, turn our face, look in that direction. So now the right temple lays on the ground. And the same thing, if your head is not quite going to make it to the ground, then if you have a blanket, just enough support that the head is resting on something, you know, so you don't want to have it just floating or hovering there. And then the left arm, again, just lay it in a very natural way that it feels comfortable. And then once we have set up the shape, let's breathe into it. You have about 2 more breaths here. So taking our left palm flat into the floor, let's use that left hand to press into the ground to come up. From here, y'all, we can bring our knees in a little closer together unless you need more width because we're going into a more deeper child pose. If it's available for you, bring your palms down by your feet and your forehead on the ground. If, however, your head isn't on the ground here, then I need you to take your hands and stack them under your forehead so you have support under your head. Okay, so if the head is just hovering off the floor, we want to put something under it and let the forehead be supported. Now, right from here, if you need to make any adjustments as far as maybe shifting a little bit to get deeper into the pose, do that. Or if you need to come out of it a little bit because you're having some pain in some area, then do that. And once we've kind of found a spot that's comfortable, let's breathe into it. Inhaling into your back this time. When you inhale, your back body is going to rise, your side ribs are going to broaden. And when you exhale, allow the weight of the body to sink a little deeper. Release the bones. The bones hold the earth energy. We'll be here for another maybe half a minute. About 3 more breaths. Okay, here we're going to now begin to walk our hands out in front of us. And then we'll use our hands to draw ourselves back up onto our hands and knees. Right from there, I'm going to have us pick up our right leg behind us, stretch it behind us. And then bring your right knee, like you're going to draw your knee in toward your nose and bring your forehead in the direction of the knee. And now inhale, send the leg out, look out in front of you a bit. So you extend through this whole body, and then you're going to round and tuck. Bring the right knee up toward the face, and use the inhale to send the leg back out. We'll do 2 more like that. Knee draws in, leg extends out, knee draws in, leg extends out. Now here the leg is going to stay extended out. Okay, you have 2 options. You can either keep the right leg hovering, extending like it's very active, and it's active either if it's lifted or you're going to lower the toe and put it on the ground. So either way, the leg is straight and the leg is active. So you take the shape that's right for you. Okay, I'm going to keep my leg lifted, and then we're going into spinal extension. Shift your weight into your right hand so the opposite arm, which is, in my case, the left arm, is straightened out, straight out by my head, with my palm like I'm going to shake someone's hand. You know, my palm is turned internally rotated. The lifted leg is strong, and then see if you can press out a little more through both points, extending in opposite directions. Take another deep inhale there. Now we're going to put the top hand, the left hand, on the ground. We're going to take that right leg and cross it over the opposite foot, right? So the leg is still straight. The right toes are tucked under, and it's now over to the left. And now we're going to turn our body and look off over our left shoulder as if we were going to look at that foot we just crossed over. But it doesn't matter if you can see the foot, okay? The thing I want you to really be aware of is, are you feeling a stretch through your whole right side? Your right waist, your right hip, your right IT band. Deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. For one more breath. Okay, let's bring it back to where it was. Set that knee on the ground by the other knee. Before we go to the other side, step your hands out about one hand's width, or one hand distance forward. So both hands just stepped out about 3 or 4 inches, right? Now here we're going to start to make circles with our hips. Make some sweeps around. Nice big sweeping action through the hips. Now at some point we're going to change our direction. So when you get back to the hips toward the heels again, I want you to sweep it around the other way. And let's go about 4 rotations around. Do one more like that. And then once again, when we come, we're going to find center. We're going to bring our hands, our wrists right under our shoulders, everyone. So important to set it up with the wrist under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. So now we're going to shift our weight into our right knee and stretch our left leg out long behind us. Also, both hands are rooting down. We're going to lift up strong through both arms. The arms are very active. They're like columns supporting the a foundation to support our structure here. Right now, here we are. We're going to take our breath first. Then with our exhale, bring your knee towards your nose. Go into that rounded cat back with the knee drawing up. And then inhale, send the leg out, look out in front of you. Here we go. You got about 4 more rounds. Tuck the knee. Inhale, extend the leg. Draw the knee in. Send the leg long. Do it again. Extend it out. Let's do one last one. I kind of lost count, but we're going to add one more here. Extend the leg. Now here we are. Again, you have the same option, y'all. You can either keep the left leg active and lifted, or you can keep the leg active and tuck the toe under and put it on the ground. Okay, so whatever is the best call for you. Shifting weight into the left arm. The left leg is lifted. The left arm is going to support us as we stretch our right arm out in front of us. So opposite leg, opposite arm, right? Extend out, press out through that back heel, reach out through that front hand, inhale and exhale. The gaze is like slightly forward, but down toward the ground. You know, it's just a little bit maybe forward of that left hand. Or maybe even right by the left hand. For another deep breath, inhale, exhale. Let's put the right hand on the floor. We're going to now cross that left leg over, so we move it over to the right. It crosses over that back foot. And now start to turn and look over the right shoulder. Okay, so everything is still pretty switched on here. Both arms are nice and strong. If it's available, the elbows are extended. And we're just really getting a space, stretching out that left side of the body, looking back toward that foot over our right shoulder. Take about 2 more breaths here. Okay, let's come back to our middle, pick the leg up, bring the knee back down, and then just because of all the work we've been doing supporting our arms have been doing, I'm going to have us come back into a child pose. So sink your seat into your heels. And again, if your forehead comes to the ground, then you might want to bring your hands down by your feet. If your forehead isn't on the ground, then we're going to want to use those fists or hands to stack under our forehead. Take a deep breath and allow yourself just to sink in, to let go, to drop. About 3 breaths, everyone. Again, we're going to stretch our arms out in front of us, use our hands to draw us back up. Take a breath here, inhale, exhale. Now let's tuck our toes under to come into our first downward facing dog. Pick your knees up. With your knees up, start to push your hands deep against the floor, deep into the mat to start to stretch the arms long, bringing the heart toward the knees. And then your knees are still bent, but I want you to straighten your right leg and press your right heel deep into the floor. Lester, be quiet. Now pick your right heel up and press your left heel into the ground. Your right knee is bent now. Left heel is grounding. Weight is in that left hip. And then again, both heels up. Bend your left knee, press your right heel into the floor. Root your weight into your right hip. Your arms are very active. You're plugging those palms deep into the floor, almost like you were going to stretch your mat another inch longer. Now do that one more time. Pick the right heel up, press the left heel down, bend the right knee. Now lift both heels up, take a deep breath, and now let's start to press both heels in the direction of the ground. It doesn't matter if they go down all the way or not. I mean, it doesn't even matter if they come close. The idea is to press the hips back up and back, press the thigh bones back. Try not to come concave through the spine though. Draw the navel in a little bit, draw the shoulder blades around to the front of the body so you have space across the traps, across the upper shoulders, the upper back, right? Take another breath here. Now, everyone, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. Walk yourself back so you're going to be standing in your feet, in your legs, in a forward fold. So now, if your hamstrings are quite tight, I want you to bend your knees. Once you're here, either take your hands and hold on to your elbows, or take your fists and wrap them inside your forearm. Let your head drop. Have as much bend in the knees as you need to feel comfortable through your hamstring. Big breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Emptying it out. 2 more rounds of breath. Let go of the hands, so now they're coming back onto the floor. Take a breath there. Now we're going to come into extension. So bring your fingers to your shins, start to stretch out through your back. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, right? Have space across the collarbone. The gaze is slightly forward. And now exhale, fold back over. Let's do that 2 more times. Fingertips to shins. Find a length through your front, through your back, and your sides. And now exhale, fold in half. Let's take that 1 more time. Inhale, fingertips to shins, arms straight, spine long, lift through across your collarbone. Keep that. Bring your hands to your waist. If possible, bring your elbows in the direction of the ceiling. The feet are rooted and the legs are strong. Use this inhale to come all the way to the top. All the way up, so we're standing. Right? Set yourself up for Tadasana. So all 10 toes are pointing straight ahead. The 4 corners of the feet are grounding in toward the earth. There's a slight lift of the arches. And as there's this expansion up through the arches, feel that energy flow up through the inner thighs, right up through your middle. Open the palms, shoulders lined up over hips. And now inhale, reach your arms up. Open your arms, exhale, fold over. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold in half. Take it back up. Inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, arms down by your side. Okay, 3 more. Inhale, half sun salutations. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, link through the back. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, sweep arms up, fly up, look up. Exhale, arms down by side. Let's keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Sweep it up. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, lengthen the back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, arms down by our side. Right from here, you can either keep your feet inner hip width apart, or you can bring your feet a little bit closer together. If that makes you feel like you're going to tip over, then keep them a little wider. So let's keep our left hand down and stretch our right arm up. Okay, we're going to take a side fold here. Stretch that right arm over to the left. And as you're doing that, root your right foot deeper into the ground. So breathe into that about 3 or 4 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And now let's come back up. Inhale. This time bring both arms up. Stretch both arms up. Keep your left arm up. Take your right hand to your hip. And then stretch over to the left. Maybe even take the right hand down by your side. Put a little more emphasis in pressing into that left foot. So ground into the left foot as you create more length through your left side body. For one more breath. Now inhale, both arms up. Bring your hands to your heart center. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms up. Now, right there, let the head of your arm bones draw into their sockets. Look down toward your toes. So while you're looking at your toes, notice how that just engaged your low belly. That really toned through the abdominals. So keep that tone as you look and find a drishti out in front of you. Maybe it's about 5 or 6 feet out on the ground, or maybe it's straight ahead. We're going to shift the weight into the left foot and take our right toes out to the side. Here, it's going to be like a seesaw principle. So the upper body is slightly tilted to the left. We're going to flex that right foot and pick it up. Push out through the right foot. And it's not a big lift. It doesn't have to be too high, but keep your eyes steady, keep the leg active, take another inhale. Now set that foot back down. Exhale, release the arms. Bring palms back to the heart center. This time, take the odd lace so it feels kind of weird, right? Press the palms back up. Before you go anywhere, see that the head of your arm bones are in their sockets. So draw those arm bones down into their sockets. And then let's do the same thing again. Look down at your toes, y'all. Looking at the toes, engaging through the abdominals. It's a natural engagement. And then look forward, find a drishti, a single point of focus. Weight shifts to the right leg as we take our left toes out. Now the upper body is tilted just slightly to the right. Again, this time we're going to flex the left foot, flex it, keep it super turned on as you press it, and the leg is turned on, right? Press out, keep the gaze steady, take another 2 breaths here, inhale. Keep the leg strong, the leg is strong, it's pressing away from you. Now set the foot back down. Release your arms down by your side. Separate your feet. Have your hands on your waist. Let's do some easy rolls for our hips. Circle your hips around. And then change your direction, circle the other way. Then we'll come back to neutral. We're going to keep the feet at least about the width of the shoulders. And then we're going to come into this shape. I think it's called sunflower pose. So imagine you're holding this big giant sunflower, right? And then here we're going to start to swirl the sunflower around. Take a deep breath first. Inhale. As we sweep it off to the right, we're going to bend our knees and carry this big sunflower around with us. When you come up, look up to the left. And now you're going back left. You're going back the way you just came. Bend the knees, sweep it around, come up, look up to the right, and let's keep going. Sweep it around to the right, deep bend of the knees, lift up, look up, and keep going. You want to make sure you get that deep bend through your knees as you come through. Okay? Looking up, keep going. Deep bend through the knees as you come back up. I'm going to have us go through one more round. And this time we'll stay up. Exhale, release the arms down. Just rest for a second. Take a breath. Let's have our feet the width of our mat. Okay, unless you have your mat long. if you're on the narrow end of the mat, the feet are the width of the mat. The toes are just slightly pigeon-toed, slightly. Okay, so that means they're slightly turned in. We're going to inhale the arms halfway up. Bring the hands behind us. Interlace your fingers and stretch your arms long. If this is not accessible, if you have a strap, it might be a good idea to hold the strap if you're having trouble lacing your hands and keeping them together. Stretch your arms long. Inhale, pull up through your chest. And then you're going to hinge over. You can bend your knees a bit as you go. All the way over, deep as you can. Now the movement, the hinge is from the hips, right? We're not rounding through the back. That's why if you feel like it's more in your back and you're like this, then you're going to need to bend those knees more, okay? Let's breathe in and out there about 3 or 4 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Let your head drop. Your gaze is out between your legs toward the back of the room. 2 more breaths. Another breath here. Now we want to stay really strong through our legs as we take the next inhale to come all the way up. All the way up. And then let go of your hands. Bring them down by your side. Just take a moment. Notice the effects of that shape that we just did. Notice the effects across the shoulders, the arms. Now bring your feet again up underneath of you. Let's go into tree, but we'll start with a more like the modified version of the tree. Okay, so we'll shift our weight. We'll start with the weight into the left leg. Let's turn the right knee out. So the right toes are on the ground and the right heel is resting lightly on the ankle. Take the hands together in Namaste at the heart. Begin to firm up the standing leg a little more without locking the knee. You don't want to lock that left knee, right? But firm up, make sure you're not caving in and dropping into that. You want to pull in and then draw up through your middle. Okay, so right there we are, everybody looking good. While we're here, I'm going to have us just take our arms up here. Inhale, stretch up. You still have your toes on the ground for the moment. We're going to do the second version, but right now this is where we're at. Now bring your hands back to your heart center. Release your hands down, set your foot down. We're going to do it again on the other side after we do the modified version. So shift the weight into the right leg, right? Turn the left knee out, right here. Firm up the left knee, the left leg, excuse me. Firm up the right leg. Bring the hands together at the heart center. Draw up through your pelvic floor. Take a deep breath. And now inhale, send the arms up. Steady rhythm of breath flowing in and out. Bringing hands back through your center. Set your feet on the ground. Bring your hands down by your side. Separate your feet. Just swish your hips a little bit side to side. A little swishing action. Okay? Let's set up now the full version of the tree shape. Bring the feet up underneath of you. Okay, we'll again start with weight into the left leg. Turn the right knee out. And let's go ahead and bring our hands to our heart center. So, of course, you have the option to keep the modified version or bring the foot to your shin. If you're super flexible and you want to take that foot above your knee, up towards your inner thigh, that's your call. Otherwise, here you are. I want you to lift up through the pelvic floor, do a Mula Bandha engagement. Also kind of is similar to like a Kegel engagement, right? And then the low belly draws in and slightly draws up. Either choose to keep the hands at the heart center or choose to take the arms up. Breathe there for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Any version that's working for you is completely fine. Some days if it's just balance is just not there, then the modified is a good option. Bring palms back through your heart center. Set that foot down. Release your arms. We're going to just shift on to the other side. So now the right leg is our standing leg. Left knee rolls out. Take the foot to the shin, hands together at middle of the heart for Namaste. Anjali Mudra. Breathe into that. Again, think of the pelvic floor engagement, the low belly toning, but it's not a grip, y'all. It's not like, whoa, you're not, gripping it. It's a subtle, soft lift, drawing in and up. Okay, so here we either keep our hands where they're at the heart, or expand arms up. Gaze is steady. Your gaze is on one single point, and the face is soft. One more breath. Bring your hands to your heart center. Set your foot on the ground. Let's have our feet a little wide. We can take our hands back to our hips, and we'll take another set of circles for the hips. And now y'all change your direction. Circle the other way. Coming back to your middle. Set your feet up under you. Go ahead and step to the front of your mat for me, please. Step to the top of your mat. Okay. Inhale, arms stretch up. Open the arms. Exhale, float over into your fold. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Set your hands down. Walk your feet back for downward facing dog. Breathe your downward facing dog. Two more breaths here. Come onto your knees. Come over to your seat. Come over and have a seat. Let's set up Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of the feet together. If you need a little prop up under your hips, maybe this is where you would, you know, put a blanket up under your seat. Let's take our thumbs right below the big ball mound of the toes, you know, the big toe ball mounds. And then just begin to turn the feet open as if you were opening up a book. Lift up a little more through your front so your shoulders line up over your hips. Inhale this. And now we're going to exhale to start to find our way over, coming into more into a fold with extension. So I would like us to try to keep some length through the front and the back. So really it's about moving from the hip, hinging at the hip here. Just about 3 more breaths. Inhale, we'll come back up, all the way up. Now, bring your knees together. Feet are on the ground. I'm going to turn to my side. Stretch your arms out in front of you. Take a deep breath. Now we're going to slowly round down toward the floor, lowering toward the ground. Take your time. At some point you may need to use your hands. We probably all will, or our elbows. Come all the way down. And now our back is on the ground. Stretch your legs out. Have space between your feet. Turn your palms open. We're not ready for Shavasana quite yet, but we're just taking about a 20-second rest. Okay, we're going to now bring both feet flat on the ground. All right, feet are flat on the ground. Bring your arms down by your side. We're setting up Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Okay, so as you're ready, I'd like you to just lift your tailbone off the ground and your sacrum, just like an inch, and lengthen out through your tailbone. Okay, so you're going to now put the sacrum back on the ground, but keep that action, right, that you just set up. And now with this next inhale, draw the sacrum up, roll the lower back, mid back, roll all the way up, right? And if you have the availability to interlace your hands underneath of you and then start to wobble, kind of roll to one side to get that arm up under you, then roll to the other side to get that arm under you, take that. Otherwise, you're going to hold on to the outer borders of your sticky mat and stretch your mat away from you and long. Kind of like you're trying to pull the mat wider apart and down. So those are your two options. You either have your hands interlaced with those upper arms up under you and your sternum moving towards ceiling, or you have the edges of your sticky mat pulling it wide and down. Notice, just with your own internal wisdom and eye, is your knees splaying out? And if so, root into the inside of the feet, the big toe ball mound, the inner heel, plug both that part of the feet down into the floor and lift a little higher. Also, you may imagine that you have a block between your inner thighs you're holding on to. You have 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in and out. Now release the hands if you have them. Take one more breath. And exhale, slowly lay the vertebrae one at a time all the way down to the floor. Once your sacrum is down, your tailbone is down, bring the soles of the feet together, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Spread the arms out a little wider by your side, maybe about 40 degrees out by your side. Close the eyes. Soften the face. Inhale a long breath. Exhale, sigh that breath out. Okay, we're going to bring our knees back together, right? Take your feet the width of your mat, so the feet are wide apart. Lift your seat and move it about an inch or two to the left, and then put it back down. Open the arms and let both knees roll to the right for a twist. You can either stay here, or you could take your right foot and set it on top of your left thigh to get a little more stretch there. Do that left IT band. Now, if the foot is the right foot is on the thigh, release it. Use this breath, bring both knees back to center. Now, the feet are still as wide as your mat. You're going to pick your hips up, move them over to the right about 2 inches. Lay it back down. And now both knees lower toward the left. Arms are wide. Choose to keep it just as you have it, or take your left foot and place it on top of your right thigh. Let's release the top foot if it's up. Bring the knees back to center. Find your center channel. Draw your knees into your chest and give them a hug. Give yourself a little roll across your spine from side to side. Coming to neutral, put the feet on the ground, extend your legs out long, turn the palms open, breathe in and out here. So final pose, Shavasana. We're not going to have a long Shavasana here. However, you're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you want. Okay, I'm gonna sign off here in about 2 minutes, but you're welcome to keep that Shavasana for about 5 to 7 minutes. So in the Shavasana, just allow yourself to completely let go, relax, drop in. Again, either choose to stay where you're at, or you can make your way over onto your side and onto your seat. Again, if you have time, I recommend staying in the Shavasana for about another 5 minutes. And I'll be signing off. Namaste.